Locate entrance to city underground.
Welcome back to Digi Bro and Pals.
We're gonna...
Whoa, you...
Confetti.
As soon as I saw that guy, he exploded, so I was confused. I can't see your screen at all, so like I have no idea what you are doing at any given time.
That's what a good Halo game is. You don't know what anyone else is doing.
So have you been reading any of the comments on these videos as they come out?
I went to the first video.
Uh-huh.
And there was a comment that was talking about how these parts they can kind of see where the Metroid thing comes from, but the game as a whole, they have no idea where that.
Yeah.
Seemed to make sense.
That's exactly what I had said. I thought that people came up with it because it's confusing and hard to navigate. You get lost, and therefore they think it's like Metroid. But like.
Then there's another person that said they hated this one. Another person said this was their favorite. And things like that.
Right. There was a guy who said like, man, you should skip the rookie missions because they're confusing. But then he said, well, I guess the downtime will give you time to think of topics and shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Or lead to better discussion. First of all, how would we skip them?
The window is
yeah.
definitely a great topic.
The window is definitely trying to participate in the conversation. Like, there's no way to skip these segments, right?
No, you have to go find those.
Right. So I didn't get what he meant by like.
Unless he's talking about like when
in the video, like edit them out or something.
Edit these parts out. We think of a topic and then we talk about it during the level itself.
That is not at all how Digibros works.
You're giving us way too much credit.
Wait, is the Needler a dual hand weapon in this game?
I don't think there are dual weapons in this. I don't think that's a thing.
Why'd they take it out? Did Halo 3 have them?
No. Yes, it had a couple weapons in Halo 3 were dual wield.
So I should assume the Needler doesn't suck shit in this game. Alright, it seems to be okay.
No. The Needler is like the most overpowered weapon.
Yeah, I mean, it was great in Halo 1, but in Halo 2 they nerfed the fuck out of it to make it a two-hand weapon. But anyway, oh Jesus, I got blown up. They've always got the fucking like cannons now.
God.
It's ridiculous. But what was I fucking talking about? Right.
Words.
Yeah, you can't skip those parts. But I thought it was funny that he thought it would lead to like the downtime would lead to better conversation, but in reality it's mostly led to us going, "Where the fuck do I go? Wait, where are you? Where am I? What's happening?"
Oh, I'm dead again.
See, like, this is a terrible, like, is there any other way for us to get through, like, Windows giving me time to finish the thought in my head. Is there any other way to approach this situation other than this hallway?
We are the Persians. They are the Spartans now.
There's been a lot of, like, we've made this Thermopylae joke before.
Because it happens a lot in this game.
Holy shit, this guy's like, dude, he's just rapid firing cannon blasts at me. What the fuck am I supposed to do about that? It's one hallway we have to go down, and there's a dude rapid firing cannons at me.
Get good.
What the fuck is the strategy here? And I can't see your screen to see what you're figuring out, which is apparently lob grenades like crazy. There's a sniper there too?
Yep.
Like, what the hell? This is ridiculous. I guess we are on heroic mode, but Jesus Christ.
Got him.
It just seems like not the best designed level.
He's
like
dead.
When in another Halo, other than like in the Horde sections, or I mean the Flood sections, would you ever be funneled down one hallway with an entire group of enemies shooting at you? You know, I thought Halo was known for its wide open environments. That's like the point of Halo.
Not anymore. Now it's about not dying while you get swarmed. Horde mode. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't have a thought there. I just...
Is there what was it called in this game? The Horde mode thing?
Firefight.
Firefight.
Oh, that was another comment I saw. It was like someone was talking about how Firefight was like the greatest.
Yeah, the only game I can think of that I got into Horde mode in was Gears of War 2. And I never actually played the campaign of Gears of War 2.
Oh, man. What's he doing? No, man.
Oh, what's going to teleport him into a psychic world this time?
That wasn't as exciting.
Hardcore repelling.
He didn't slide down really
All right, I don't
fast.
care anymore. He looked like he was confused, and that just made me mad.
I think we're still the rookie. I don't think we're flashing back anymore. I think we're actually just searching for him now.
Yeah, we're pretty close to the end of this game, we realized. Or, like, I guess we're in the last third or so.
The game is relatively short.
All of the Halos are relatively short.
Well, this one seems extra short.
This one was like, we weren't sure how long this was going to go on. That's why we stopped in the last session, because, like, with Halo 2, I think we played it over the course of 2 days, right?
Yeah, something.
It was like we played like 3 hours one night and then 2 hours the next night or something like that. But we played through it relatively quick, but we knew exactly how many missions there were, so we did 1 episode per mission, and that's why the episodes came out super long. I think I explained this in a different play session that didn't have you in it, but because I released Halo 2 all in one day,
Yeah.
and or like
Merry Christmas,
most of it in one day. And the reason for that is that I always release Digi and Pals before Digi Bros. It's always the 11:30 show and then the 12 o'clock show. And I try to keep the videos to like 20 minutes so that it's not like overwhelming how much there is to watch every day if I do release 2 on the same day. And also because if you watched the one at 11:30, then you'd be done with it by the time the one at 12 came. Now, I know most people don't watch them at the actual times anyways. Most people watch it afterwards. But I just think it makes sense that way. So with the Halo Let's Plays, they were so long, because some of them would be up to like 40 minutes because of the fact that we were
doing one mission.
Yeah, doing a whole mission. So
it's over here.
I was like, I don't want to fucking hit people with a 45-minute Halo episode and a 25-minute Bloodborne episode or whatever we were playing at the time, all at once every day. Because when we had recorded Halo, it was like me and Victor hadn't been playing anything for a few days, and like I was running out of episodes of the regular show. So I was like, oh, I'll just release this Halo Let's Play.
Yeah, I remember that was the reason you actually, like, hey, do you want to play?
Which is also why this one happened to an extent, where we didn't have another one lined up yet. And I was like, let's record Halo so that if we don't get the next one, then we can, we could do this one and just release it. And then, of course, me and Victor recorded something the very next day. And so we still have, now we have the Demon Souls playthrough. Although even that, we only got 5 episodes done, whereas we got 10 of this. So if we ran out of Demon Souls episodes, then these will still come out. But like, with Halo, it was just like, I don't want to overwhelm people with how much comes out every day. And then it's like, nobody wants to watch both. And I know that the kind of people who watch Digibro and Pals are the ones who are just going to watch like all the episodes anyways. Like they're just want to have a lot of content. So I was like, if I release it all at once, people can just marathon it whenever they feel like it, and just get their whole fix in one day. And so that's what I did. But then with this game, because we have no idea when the fucking chapters are going to start and end and how many there are.
Because we kind of control when the chapters start and end.
Yeah.
If we wanted to, we could have just fucked around in the New Mombasa streets for an hour.
Yeah.
Just going, I don't know what to do.
I mean, we have fucked around there for quite a considerable amount of time trying to figure out what the fuck to do. But,
not as much as we could.
Yeah, so these recordings have been a little bit more normal, and I like that. I mean, if we did Halo, if we do another Halo game with chapters, I probably won't do one per chapter again, because it would just lead to that same release schedule of, like, I don't want to release an hour and a half of Digibros every day for 2 weeks, I don't know who would sit through that. Already, there's definitely fewer people watching this than the Demon Souls Let's Play. People definitely look at this as like the B show, They're like,
oh yeah, the Digi
come
Pals
here for Victor
is definitely B team.
Yeah. Well, also because I think the fact that it's a 2-player split screen doesn't help, because it's a lot harder to watch a split screen game because you don't really know which screen to look at,
Look at my screen, because it's the better one.
Like, I always end up like picking one and just watching that one through the whole playthrough.
Alright, I did it. I'm on top.
It'll be funny now too if someone's gotten used to watching one screen and then like that screen is now a different player. So they're like, "What have you done? You've ruined it for me,"
I really hope it ruins someone's day that we switch screens.
It would be pretty funny. Where the fuck are you, and where do I go to get there?
Where are you?
I keep finding dead ends and shit.
Okay, come. Okay.
I'm like going backwards.
Don't worry,
I
I'm gonna find you.
Every fucking room's identical.
It's a complex.
This is definitely where I came from. I've run all the way back.
Hello. Yep. I'm coming to get you. Don't worry, I'm here to save you.
Mommy.
I found you.
Mommy, I'm lost. I'm lost in McDonald's. McDonald's. I'm lost in Walmart.
There was a lost kid at Best Buy today.
What'd you do?
He came up to us and he's like, "Hey, I can't find my dad." I was like, "Okay, well, what does your dad look like?" "I don't know." What?
How little was this kid? Oh, we're supposed to go down?
This kid was like 7.
Oh, we go down.
Yeah, this kid was like 7. And he was
It's a
like,
little old.
he was like, "Hey,
Not know what your dad looks like.
he was like, I don't really know what he looks like, but if you see him, can you tell him I'm over by the Wii?" I was like, I don't know how I would do that, but okay, I guess. And I'm just assuming it resolved itself because I never got a finite conclusion to the story.
Well, for all we know, that kid's still sitting there playing the Wii to this very day.
Could very well be dead. And it would be my fault, I guess.
Not really. Kid's dumb.
He was pretty dumb.
7 years old and he doesn't know what his fucking dad looks like? Come on,
Oh,
man.
no.
I mean, I guess you could have asked him for more descriptive words, like, is he fat? Is he bald?
Is he black?
Yes. Is he the same color as you?
Then that would have been a whole racist thing.
Can you imagine if, like, you found the dad based on those questions, but then he found out that those were the questions you asked and sued you over racism? I could totally see that happening. I could easily see that being a story that I read somewhere. You know, Best Buy employee sued for asking if dad is black. If lost kid's dad is black. That would be the tagline. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is a... Oh, I've got a revolver shotgun. I have not seen one of these in this game yet, but I remember their existence from 3.
Yeah, that was a very short-lived weapon in the series.
Man. You know, one of my earliest blog posts was actually a review of the demo, or beta, rather, for Halo 3.
Was it really?
Yeah, because it was the one that came with fucking... What's it called?
Crackdown.
Yeah, Crackdown.
They're about to release a new one of those.
It's like, what, the 3rd or 4th?
It's like a reboot.
Let's see.
Yes, Window, I get it.
You like Crackdown 2. Window approves of Crackdown reboot. Interesting that it's like a reboot. I mean, I guess that makes more sense to making a 3 if the series wasn't that popular, you know. They're probably changing some of the basic mechanics of it.
Well, because a lot of people, like, there was people that liked the game, but it was definitely, the reason it sold was because of the Halo 3 beta.
Yeah, I mean, Crackdown was one of those that, like, I always heard people, like, saying that, like, they really wanted to, like, or they loved aspects of the game, but, like, the game as a whole had too many issues, you know? It's like,
a lot of people started
like
liking it after the
reboot.
fact. Like, the Halo 3 beta ended, and people just sort of was like, got rid of it, or put it away, and then some people that still had it were like, you know, maybe I should actually, like, play the game.
Yeah.
And then they started having fun.
Yeah, I think Brando had bought Crackdown, and then, and he actually did like the game, but me and Victor were playing it just for the Halo 3 beta, and, yeah, it was like right around the time I'd first started my blog, which was primarily an anime blog, but then I wrote this long-ass piece on, well, long-ass for me at the time, like most of the shit I was writing was short, but, I wrote a piece about the Halo 3 beta,
words.
and let me tell you, really bad writing, like, awful writing. It's one of my first posts on there, but, man, it is amazingly terrible.
I kind of liked it. It was pretty good.
It's more like trying to nitpick stuff and like nitpick specific things, but not really being able to explain it well or why it matters at all.
Right.
You know, so it's just like just a boring and badly written post, and I hate it. Oh, so this is where I fucked up last time, because I saw a room where there was nothing to do, and I turned around and left.
You're just like, well,
and now I realized that I was supposed to be waiting for them to open the fucking floor.
What just happened? It's
Then
like teleported.
Jumped down. Whoa!
Oh, that's
Not
right.
the
You're a
right gun
first
for
player
this.
now, so I teleport to you basically.
I see. Where's that needler? That looks good.
There we go.
But yeah, I wrote really badly about the Halo 3 beta. I remember it had 3 levels at the time. It was like Valkyrie and 2 others that nobody cared about because Valkyrie was the good one. That was their like new Blood Gulch. The one with the fucking launchers that would just launch you across the level. Remember that?
When Halo 5 came out recently, they pretty much had redone that map. It's very, very exciting. And then I
Too
played
bad
it.
there's no fucking co-op.
Yeah.
Or else we'd be playing Halo 5 right now, probably. I guess I'll pick up a grunt pistol for the first time so far.
You sound
in this game.
jaded.
Ugh.
You sound very jaded that it doesn't have a co-op.
Jaded? More like angry.
Oh! Oh, I thought he was gonna roll into you and blow
What's
up.
that? You removed a basic feature that's been a staple of the franchise since its inception?
No, I'm not mad.
Oh, but it's okay because you left in, like, okay, do you still have to pay for Xbox Live? Is that still a thing?
Yes.
So, they took out couch co-op, but they justified it's okay because we left in an additional co-op mode that you can pay $15 a month to play.
15 a month. 60
Is that not what it costs
No,
anymore?
it's 60 a year.
I mean, if you buy it monthly...
If you buy it monthly, it's like $8 a month. It's like a Netflix subscription.
It used to be 15 back in the day, I think. If I remember correctly. I don't know. I could never afford it, so... I mean, we had it for a little while with Gears of War.
Like, it came with the code.
No, I think we had just
Now,
paid for it
I
a couple
haven't
times.
paid for Xbox Live until this year because I almost always get free codes from
Right,
Best
you
Buy.
get
There
that.
are perks. As much as I dislike my job, there are perks to it.
Yeah. Especially for someone like you who's a big, gamer, techie. Well, not... I won't say techie because that implies you
Oh, God.
know things about tech. It's
Yeah, I
more
don't
that
know.
you use a
I don't
lot
know
of technology.
shit. Do not ask me shit. I will steer you wrong.
Right. I was talking to my friend the Devu about that because he's got a lot of computer problems and stuff, and he was telling me how like no computer he's ever bought has like continuously worked well forever, and he's like, because I was telling him he should get a new computer because his was having trouble with like video rendering and stuff like that, and I was like, you just gotta upgrade, man. And he was like, look, this computer I bought, I specifically went to the place and asked them for a computer for video rendering. Like I told them what I wanted, and this was supposed to be like a top of the line computer and everything. And then he said that he finds out from people later telling him that the people who work at that store don't know their shit. And I was like, in general, I don't think anyone who sells computers knows shit about computers. You want the people who build their own computers to like tell you shit about computers, because people who sell computers are just trying to sell computers. They don't give a fuck what it's about. They don't care what you're trying to do with it. They just want to sell you one that you'll buy.
I would say most of the computer people that I've encountered, just because I've encountered several from not only my store but various stores, they're usually really arrogant, think they know a lot of stuff, but the ones that actually know stuff go to Geek Squad.
Right.
Because they don't want to sell it. They just want to tinker with the actual computer.
Exactly. Like, our friend Don-san, he would never be able to lie to you about a computer's quality, Like, you could never see him selling a computer because he builds computers and he researches their parts. And he would tell you, if you walked into a store and said, I want to render video, he'd be like, here's the processor you want for that. Here's the graphics card you want for that. There's no computer that has a combination of those two. You need to build it. Like... I mean, he wouldn't say that. He'd just go, if you want, like, you could buy this one. Like, that's... Don-san's phrase of choice is he never wants to be the guy who told you to buy a thing, because if he's wrong, then he'll have to take the blame. Fault. Right. So he'll never tell you, this is the one you should get. He'll say, like, I mean... if you want, you could get this one, or if you want, you could get that one, because he'll try to like basically imply that you need to spend this amount of money to get a decent product,
But
but he expects you to regret having spent that amount of money, so will also recommend you the cheap one. It just be like, well, whichever one you want. I'm like, Donson, I'm trying to get work done, okay? I'm not, the price doesn't matter. Just give me a computer that I won't have to replace for 5 years, and I'll fucking suck your dick, all right? But
I mean, that's a pretty good trade.
yeah.
Good old Beej.
Yeah. That'd be like a $900 blowjob.
You're a high-class hooker.
Yes. But yeah, like, I think, I was telling DeVille, I was like, you know, people, do they still do this at Best Buy? You make commission, right?
Nope.
No, not anymore?
Best Buy has not done commission since 1983.
Really?
Yes.
Not in any department?
Not in any department.
Huh.
Unless you go to, like, you know how my store has a Magnolia room?
I mean, they don't do any, like, bonuses for how much you sell or anything like that?
No, it's just if the department hits,
Okay.
then you get a bonus, but the entire department has to hit, so there's not, like, a
Is there
reason
any
to steal
incentive
sales.
for people to, like, try to get you to buy shit?
We are tracked based on how much we sell, and we do have a goal, but generally there's not, like, repercussions for not making said goal.
I see.
Like, I can't, unless I, like, don't sell
Is
anything
this, like,
for
did
3
we
weeks.
die and go back, or is this just another
I
repeated
think it's just a
area?
repeated area.
Man,
Like, if I don't sell anything for 3 weeks, then they can be like, hey, you can't work here.
Right.
But if I sold one thing a day, even if it wasn't a big thing, generally I'm okay.
All right. Well, I was just kind of saying, like, because I'm used to, my dad works in
Now,
the car industry
there are people that do act as if they're commissioned.
where, right.
They seem to think they are, even though it doesn't do anything for them.
Right. I know a lot of, you know, my dad works in the car business where his previous dealership had just switched over to not doing commissions anymore, and all the good people left and the dealership fell apart. But, like, you know, for the most part, people get paid based on how much they sell, and everyone's really vicious about it. You know, like, everyone wants to make the sale because they get, determines how much money they make. And you don't get into the car business unless you want to make money. That's the point of being there. It's a very fast way to make a lot of money without having to go to college, you know. Like, being a good salesman is all dependent on your personality and your work ethic. If you want money really badly, then all you got to do is try really hard and you'll succeed at it, you know. And when people who are like, that's why my dad has the attitude of, like, he really hates complacency and, like, you know, people acting like they're owed something.
Right.
Drives him crazy because he works in an industry where how well you do is directly proportional to how hard you work. It's like a 1-1 correlation. The more you try to do, the more you're gonna make, you know, which is why it's an industry that works for him, because that's his lifestyle is put in, you know, he wants an exact effort versus reward trade-off kind of thing, and he'll put in a fuckload of effort and get a fuckload of reward, which he has. Our old friend, previous friend Derek, joined my dad's dealership, and he got fired after 3 months because he wasn't selling shit. He was because Derek is completely the opposite of that. He's extremely entitled. He doesn't seem to, you know, like, he thinks he puts in a lot of work, but I think there's a lot of people who, like, don't understand how much work is a lot of work. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, absolutely.
Do you know people like that? I mean, obviously, you know Derek.
I know lots of people, just because, especially how long I've worked in retail, I've seen them come and go.
Right.
I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a hard worker, because honestly, I don't really have to be.
You don't really present yourself as a hard worker.
I can, yeah, and I'm very active. Like, I pretty much control my store. Like, I can go up to them and be like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. And they'll be like, okay.
And I'm not talking about people being, like, knowingly lazy. I'm talking about people just being straight up ignorant of what
they
hard
do.
work is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I think that someone will. I've seen this with multiple people. I'm not just gonna, like, blast Derek all day, especially if he's not around to defend himself. But like, I've seen a bunch of people who really think that they work hard, and they'll say, like, I work just as hard as anybody else, and then, like, you can observe them working and be like, no, you don't. Because if you saw the way that, like, my dad works, you would realize that it's a world of difference, you know? And, like, you know, my dad was his boss, so he observed it firsthand. He was like, he clearly isn't, like, trying that hard, because if he was, he'd be making fuckloads of money. And he should have been working very hard because he was fucking broke, you know? Like, he really needed the money, and he wasn't working hard enough to get it. He just seemed to think that, like, doing the job was enough. And, of course, when he got fired, he thought it, because they definitely, like, found an excuse to get rid of him. It was like, you know, like a customer complained about him, and they were like, all right, you're gone, you know? But, like, from what I had heard, he wasn't really doing that well anyway, so they probably just didn't want him around, and as soon as they got an excuse, they got rid of him. But, of course, he played it, he made it out like, oh, that, you know, they just didn't understand the situation at the time and stuff. It's like... I think
in commission sales there is no situation. It's you did it or you didn't.
You just like maybe that customer did fuck you over, but like they wouldn't have fired you over that if you were great. You know, if you were an amazing salesman and one customer gave you a shit review, they'd be like, fuck that customer. You make us a ton of money. We don't care. You know, like losing that one sale does not cancel out the amount of good work you do. That clearly was not the case. They clearly thought he was expendable, you know, and were willing to get rid of him over that complaint. So, yeah.
And I wouldn't say, I don't think, like, I'm not a very good salesman. That's why Best Buy works for me in terms of sales, just because there's no problem. Like, I will still get paid even if I go a couple days with shit sale numbers. But in some ways there are times when I do try hard. What'd you do?
I'm trying to check the time on this episode. I don't think I stopped it.
Oh, okay. There are times when I do try hard, especially like when someone comes in, they're like, I want to spend $300 on a home stereo system, and they end up spending $4,000 with me and then leave. And that's just because I want them to get a good system, because I genuinely like the person.
Right.
If I don't like the person, I don't care. You can come in. Here's a $300 system. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
And I'm very brutally honest with my customers.
Yeah, you can't afford this, so you're getting the cheap shit.
Well, I won't be like that. I'll just be like, they'll be like, I'm looking for this. I don't want to spend any more than that. And I'm like, are you sure? Because it's not going to do this, this, or this. Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm like, all right, I'll see you in 3 weeks when you return it, and we'll get the right thing that you want.
Yeah. All right, this might have been a 30-minute episode because I don't remember stopping it. So next time on Digi Bros,
we talk about things.
Yeah.